This is home. Cheyenne, your Wyoming link starts right now.
Hello, I'm Jennifer Lindgren. Graduation for students at Laramie County Community College is coming up this Saturday. As students get ready to walk across the stage, your Wyoming Link's William Langston takes a look at what some of their plans are for after graduation.
It's the last week of classes here at Laramie County Community College, and that means many students are getting ready to make their next move. They'll be deciding whether they will transition to a four-year university or jump straight into a career. Dr. Carrie Brown Herbst is the Senior VP of Academic Affairs at the Community College. She explained that there are a large number of students who will be transferring to the University of Wyoming after graduation.
We have students typically going to UW to continue their studies, most likely because they've earned an Associate of Science or Associate of Arts.
There are also a large number of students who came to LCCC to go straight into the workforce.
A number of our students came to the college to prepare for immediate entry to the workforce. Many of our nurses already have employment, but that's true of radiography students, sonography students, our health information technology management students, just across the board, lots of folks getting ready to go to work.
One student, Olivia Fansler, says she's feeling anxious about her upcoming finals, but has some exciting plans for after graduation.
I'm very nervous, but I feel pretty confident. I did have an internship in Peru. I'm hoping to intern for their forest ranger team and work in the Amazon.
Olivia added that the small class sizes make the LCCC college experience more personal.
One of the things I love about LCCC that I know that you wouldn't get anywhere else is that the classes are so small that you can work with your classmates and also your teachers, and I know that you don't get that in some of those huge universities.
Another student getting ready to graduate, Andreas Lee, says he's headed to the University of Wyoming to continue his education.
I'm studying physical sciences, but as I graduate and transfer to UW, I will study physics. I plan to go into the military after I graduate.
The 2024 commencement ceremony will be held at the Story Gymnasium at 10 a.m. on Saturday, May 11th. William Langston, your Wyoming Link, Cheyenne.
A citizens group is not giving up its fight against a proposed mining operation at the base of Casper Mountain. Our Julia Conti spoke with a chairperson from the Casper Mountain Preservation Alliance about the progress the group has made so far and what's next for them.
Carolyn Griffith is the chairperson of Casper Mountain Preservation Alliance. The Coates Road resident tells us she and her neighbors found out about the proposed mining operation when they found a test hole being dug on the land.
There were a lot of different directions everybody was going. And so we knew that we needed to form an organization to try to centralize the information and even make sure that people had proper decorum as much as we could, because, you know, we want to be a civil group. We are a civil group.
After weeks of organizing and petitioning, the Casper Mountain Preservation Alliance has thousands of Casperites behind their cause, all working together to put a stop to the proposed mining pit. The CMPA organized a walkthrough of the Coates Road area this past weekend, saying they want to raise awareness of the challenges residents will face if the mining operation does get approved.
We had a couple hundred people there, but the ones that hadn't been up there just couldn't believe the solitude that you can get just from walking in that area. But they really didn't realize the issue of the water.
One of the biggest concerns that Coates Road residents have is how the mining operation might affect their water quality.
I really don't think when this process was approved, or permit was approved, that they realized the proximity of houses to Coates Road and that surround that area.
Carolyn tells us that, as a precautionary measure, the residents of Coates Road are raising money to test the baseline of their water they use on their properties. This baseline will be used to prove potential damages caused by the proposed gravel pit in the future.
The homeowners will establish their own baseline.
The developers of the mining project insist they are following all the rules and the project is safe. The Casper Mountain Preservation Alliance will be speaking at the Natrona County Board of County Commissioners meeting to further voice their concerns. Julia Conti, your Wyoming Link, Casper.
The Teton County Sheriff's Office is asking for witnesses to come forward as they investigate a collision between two skiers that led to a death at the Jackson Hole Mountain Resort last month. The collision happened on the Rendezvous Trail on Sunday, April 14th. According to multiple reports, 71-year-old part-time ski instructor Peter Worsland was skiing with a group of peers when another man skiing from uphill collided with him. Both men were taken to the hospital, but Peter later died from his injuries. If you witnessed the collision, you're asked to call the detective at the number on your screen. It looks as though a common cold is going to put a Casper doctor's mountain climbing plans on hold. Your Wyoming Link told you about Dr. Joe McKinley and his life goal to conquer all 7 of the world's highest summits. Unfortunately, his latest attempt at climbing Mount Everest, his final feat, was canceled because he has a cold. Dr. McGinley said in a social media post he felt under the weather before his trip, but that his symptoms had cleared up. McGinley remains positive and plans to reschedule his trip. He says he has not given up on conquering all 7 summits. The lineup for the 2024 Summer Music Festival, Fridays on the Plaza, has just been announced. Cheyenne Presents sharing the news, saying this year's lineup features 29 artists ranging from classic rock and country to reggae, dance, and much more. Fridays on the Plaza begins on June 7th and happens every week, with opening acts playing at 6 p.m. and headliners at 7:30. Further details, including the full lineup, can be found by visiting our website, yourwyominglink.com. In an effort to keep Wyoming beautiful, many people came out for the annual Trees for Trash Landfill Day held in Sheridan over the weekend. That's where we'll begin today's trip around Wyoming. The landfill event in Sheridan was a success, drawing crowds on Saturday. Sheridan Media reports this year people received Colorado blue spruce seedlings. Between 450 and 500 trees are given away each year through the program. Landon's Greenhouse donates around 650 seedlings. Also in Sheridan, congratulations to one student who won a state history competition. Sheridan Junior High School 7th grader Liberty Skolicki placed first in the National History Day competition and will now compete on the national stage at the University of Maryland in June. The UCross Foundation recently honored artists behind the Celebrating Complexities exhibition, who are all recipients of the UCross Fellowship for Native American Visual Artists. The guest curator and featured artists traveled from across the U.S. to share their artwork, creative process, and experiences with the community. The exhibit can be viewed at the UCross Art Gallery through May 17th. And that wraps up this trip around Wyoming. Now in New York, former President Donald Trump back in court on Monday for day 12 of his hush money criminal trial. The presiding judge began proceedings by fining the former president $1,000 for violating the trial's gag order once again. Just last week, the judge fined Trump $9,000 for the initial gag order violations after receiving repeated warnings. If Trump continues to violate his gag order, the judge is threatening he would consider imposing jail time for the former president. Moments before Trump headed into the courtroom, he spoke on that gag order.
I was in Miami this weekend, and reporters are asking me questions, the same questions like you're asking me, and I have to say I have a gag order, I can't speak about it. Never happened before, ever. Number one. Number two, it's a fake trial. They have no case.
The former president is facing 34 felony counts over alleged hush money payments to adult film actress Stormy Daniels. Faculty members at the University of Chicago say they are standing by pro-Palestinian student protesters. The group defending a student encampment set up by the demonstrators, saying it has been peaceful and non-disruptive on campus. The staff at the college are demanding university leaders honor commitments to free speech and campus security and say they are prepared to be arrested alongside students. Organizers and university members met for negotiations on Sunday, but no agreement was made. Your complete forecast for the week is next. Plus, if your daily routine is starting to weigh on your mental health, we'll tell you what health experts recommend. That's coming up.
This is your Wyoming Link. This is home.